Hey, how you doing? It's Robin Nolan, and in this short video lesson, you're going to learn Duke and Dukie. It's a super hip little tune written by Django Reinhardt, and it's really cool. It's got four chords and a kind of simple riff. I'll play it for you, and then I'll show you the chords and the melody. Here we go, Duke and Dukie.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Duke and Dukie. All right. Okay, so Django Reinhardt wrote this really cool piece inspired by his trip to America when he toured with Duke Ellington, and he was really inspired by those guys in the States, and he wrote this kind of catchy, hip, groovy tune called Duke and Dukie. And he also, by the way, he had two kittens which he called Duke and Dukie, which is super cute. Imagine Django's little kittens running around and him calling them Duke and Dukie. I think that's really cute. It's got four chords, a really simple melody, and I'll show you in this video. I taught the whole masterclass at the Gypsy Jazz Club recently, and if you want access to the whole thing with backing tracks and PDF charts and individual videos for all the sections, then go to gypsyjazzclub.com and you can grab your 14-day free trial, plus get access to the whole shebang, and even join us on our Zoom hangout tonight. We've got an open mic. Okay, so Duke and Dukie. I've got a nice professional chart here. Not much to put on it. There's four chords: C, C diminished, D half diminished, which you can also play F minor 6, G7, and then back to C. And this just loops round and round and round, right? So the rhythm guitarist has only got to play those chords, and it goes round and round. So the chords, C, right? You could play this, right? C major. Right, I guess you know C major, so C, G, C, and E. You could play it there. Right, it's kind of like a nice, simple sounding, kind of fresh voicing of C major. And then it goes to C diminished, so not C sharp diminished, but C diminished. Right, so the same bass note. And usually you play diminished here, right? That's also C diminished, but if you play it with the C and the root here, it's quite a, just in case you don't know that voicing, it's, right, there's the four notes of C diminished, right? Right, and you can go up every 3 frets, of course. Right, so C, F sharp, A, and D sharp, C diminished. And then it's got D half diminished, right, this chord here on the 5th fret. Or you can play F minor 6, okay? So you can play D half diminished, which actually is F minor 6, right? You've got F there in the pinky. This is also an F minor chord, right? Or it could be a D half diminished. Doesn't really matter what it's called, it's the same sound. So you go D half diminished, G7, and then back to C, right? So it just goes C for 2 bars, then C diminished for 2 bars, then 1 bar of D half diminished, G7, and back to C, right? So you can see it here. So C for 2 bars, C diminished for 2 bars, D half diminished, or F minor 6, G7, and back to C. So if you just kind of get in on that groove, then you've got it really. So it's like C, C diminished, D half diminished, G7 and back to C, right? Again, just kind of memorize it. Obviously, there's only 4 chords: C diminished, D half diminished, G7, C. And just listen to the harmony. If you hear this, there's the E natural, right? And the melody is kind of gonna, the whole harmonic thing of this tune is kind of gonna go like this. You got to excuse the singing, but it helps. So da da da, then da da da. That's the E flat, right? Then da da da. That's the D, and then back to the C, right? Right, so I'll play it like rhythm, right? So 2 bars C, 2 bars C diminished, 1 bar D half diminished, or F minor 6, G7, and back to C, right? So it would sound something like this. And it just goes round and round like this, okay? I just taught this whole serious masterclass at the Gypsy Jazz Club where I kind of went into every aspect of this tune. So if you want all this like backing tracks and charts and everything, take advantage of the 14-day free trial at gypsyjazzclub.com, okay? And then you can find out what it's all about. So the chords, just recap: C for 2 bars, C diminished for 2 bars, D half diminished, G7 back to C, right? Or C for 2 bars, C diminished for 2 bars, F minor 6, right? That sounds really juicy as well. I'm just using a basic F, C, A flat, and D, right? F, C, A flat, D, right? G7, and then back to C, right? Okay? So C for 2 bars, C diminished for 2 bars, D half diminished, G7, C, okay? And now I'll play that with one of the backing tracks. I've just got the Gypsy Jazz Club open here. I'll play the melody now. This is what you'll learn now.
2.
Here we go.
3, 4.
I'll put the volume up a bit. Right, there's the chords, right? C, C diminished, D half diminished, G7 back to C, right? C, okay, just gonna memorize this. C half diminished, or F minor 6, G7 back to C, okay? This is the theme. It's dead groovy. So that is easy. It just bounces off the C, right? Right? And then you've got the G. Then you lower that chromatically. Right, it's the F sharp. Then down again. Right, it's the F. Right, so then C, F, F, C, and then it's this kind of like lick thing. If you want the chart, then it's in the club, so just you'll get the whole thing with this package, right? So let's do that in time, really slowly. Also, what I recommend is I made some slow backing tracks as well in the club, so you can play along really slow.
At 100 beats per minute, so nice and slow to work your ideas out.
This is something you can practice with in the club, right? Here we go.
2.
Super slow.
1, 2, 3,
The theme.
4.
Now down to the F sharp. Down to the F. The lick. Not the lick, but a lick. Again. Okay, so that's the theme, that's the kind of groovy theme, right? Which is just C, G, C, F sharp, right? Really easy. This is a great one to add to your repertoire because it's got 4 chords and the melody's kind of dead easy, so you can start jamming it right away. Okay, so C, G, and I'm only singing it because I've realized that if you sing what you play, as long as you're on your own, then it kind of helps, you kind of absorb the music a little bit deeper. So I'm obviously a terrible singer, but by singing it, it kind of makes sure that I'm in tune, in sync with what my fingers are doing, right? So C, G, C, F sharp, C, F, and then da, 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 da. Okay, so I'll play it along with the faster version now, okay?
3, 4, 1,
2, 1, 2, here we go. Doing between themes, I was using this chord, right, which is a C sharp 7 sharp 9. It's the Jimi Hendrix chord on the 4th fret, and this chord is kind of like a good kind of like a turnaround chord at the end of something in C to get you back to C, right? Kind of, but it really kind of gets in the cracks. So it's I'll put it in context. I go do that, do that, do that, do that, do that. It's really angular and gnarly, so use that C sharp 7 sharp 9, kind of like a more kind of gnarly G7, right? And it sounds cool. Okay, so recap so far, we've got 4 chords, right? C for 2 bars, C diminished for 2 bars, 1 bar of D half diminished, or F minor 6, G7, back to C. This sequence just goes round and round and round, and it's got to be groovy, right? And then we do this theme over the top, right? That theme. And then there's another little section which are kind of, I call like the Django big band chords, so I'll play them for you now. I just taught the whole masterclass in the Gypsy Jazz Club. I do them every 2 weeks, and it's like I do this hour-long session live with the members, which is really cool. And then I've kind of got all these backing tracks like I'm using here, so different speeds of the chords you can practice along with. And then I've got the melody just on one video, the chords on one video, the big band chords on one video, the Django ending on one video, and I've got examples of, well, like the Rosenberg Trio and Joshua Stefan and all great players. So it kind of gets you in the mood of Duke and Dukie. So let's do the big band chords now, right? So here we go. I'll play the big band chords and then I'll show you them. So here we go. Hope you're having a great day, by the way. And if you're watching on YouTube, give the thumbs up. If you're on Facebook, don't be shy. Send the love.
2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3,
Okay.
4, 1, 2.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Riff. All right. Chords now. All right. Really cool. All right. So. I'll show you them in a second. Play it one more time. Okay. So for the C, right, we got to learn 4 chords, right? For the C, we're going to play this chord, which is basically like a C9, which has got the C and the pinky at the top there. And you've got this chord here, like it's like a C7, C9, right? And it's it just sounds really kind of big band and really fat and gnarly when you go. Right, and Django used that chord, it sounds really awesome. So that's what we use for the C. When it goes to C diminished, dead easy, we just go the same shape, but go, right, just the old C diminished shape there. So, right, on the 7th fret with the C on top. And then we've got, right, so we just keep that shape, keep the pinky there, and slide these other fingers down 1 fret, and you've got this chord, which covers the D half diminished or F minor 6. And then you sneak it back up, right? Right? So you've got C, C, and you kind of make it rhythmical. Right? Like this. Okay, if you want the chart is in the whole masterclass, right? So you can get that at gypsyjazzclub.com. There's backing tracks and charts and everything. Plus, you'll join this incredible community, right?
3, 4, 1, 2.
Here we go.
4, 1, 2. 1,
This is it.
3, 4.
Right? Here's those chords. And again. And remember the riff. Hendrix. Okay, so you've kind of got enough to get on and play this tune right now. And the reason I wanted to share it with everyone is that it's such a good one to play. It's a bit different than the rest. It's totally kind of inspired by Duke Ellington, so it's got that American big band sound. And it's got 4 chords, right? So you can learn those 4 chords. C, C diminished, D half diminished, or F minor 6, G7, and back to C. So it's really easy. And you've got that riff thing, right? Try singing it when no one's around. And you've got those big band chords, which once you get them under your fingers, you want to kind of like really kind of, make them really sound powerful. So it's a really good one. If you go to gypsyjazzclub.com, you'll get the whole shebang, right? I do all these individual videos for each section, backing tracks so you can practice, PDF charts, the community. There's a whole discussion about this tune in the club, right? And members kind of help each other, so it's really supportive. And you can join us for these Zoom calls. We have them every Sunday. Each and every Sunday we have a call. Sometimes there's Jimmy Rosenberg or Hank Marvin. Like tonight, we have an open mic. And it really gives students, members of the club, something to work towards every week to keep them inspired. So it would be great to see you in the club. And I can personally coach you there as well, right? So too much to really mention right now, but I think you'd really dig it. So go to gypsyjazzclub.com and you can get a free trial. So that's it. It's Duke and Dukie, right? You've got these 4 chords, right? Easy chords. You've got that riff, you've got the big band, and it's just an awesome one to add to your repertoire, okay? So it's Rob and Nolan. I'm going to sign off now. Don't forget to send the love, share this video with a friend, and if you're on YouTube, give us the thumbs up, leave a comment. I answer them all, and I wish you a beautiful day. Lots of love.